everything we love about America, all the freedoms our forefathers fought for, all of it is under attack by Barack Obama. But the media won't tell you that or show you the story you're about to see. So you've got to watch this, and your friends and family members and fellow Americans do too. So pass this story along, then join the NRA, upgrade your membership, or donate. Let's all defend our freedoms this year. Thank you.
Guys who I consider American heroes, my friends, they've told me since this broke, Carlos, I'm ashamed to carry an ATF badge.
But rather than meet the wolf head on, we sharpened his teeth. All the while we sat idly by watching as he became a more efficient and effective predator.
It looks like the agency was doing this on purpose. The government actually encouraged gun dealers to sell multiple firearms to known and suspected traffickers.
It's inconceivable that you would let weapons walk.
We were giving guns to people who were killing other humans.
That is insane.
Brian Terry is dead today because of Fast and Furious.
The ATF screwed up. It's up to the ATF to follow up to see who's really the money behind it. And that's the ball that got dropped.
ATF claims its strategy was to let the guns walk, track them across the border, and then take down a major drug cartel, but keep it all a secret from the Mexican government. It was a strategy doomed to fail from the start.
They would call the ATF and say there was suspicious sale going on here, and Carter's country would have acted on that suspicion and not gone through with the sales, except that they were encouraged to go through with the sales by the ATF agents.
I have complete confidence in Attorney General Holder. He's indicated that he was not aware of what was happening in Fast and Furious. Certainly I was not.
I did not know about Fast and Furious till it became public.
And I did not know about Fast and Furious.
I first heard of those allegations when the ATF agents went public.
I learned about it from the press.
Have you spoken to the Attorney General of Mexico about Fast and Furious?
I don't believe so.
We have a dead Border Patrol agent in Agent Terry. We have 2,000 missing guns. We have 200 deaths in Mexico. And you've never spoken to any one of these people about this operation.
Would you like to apologize to the family of Brian Terry?
I certainly regret what happened to Agent Brian Terry. It is not fair, however, to assume that the mistakes that happened in Fast and Furious directly led to the death of Agent Terry.
We're now 2 years later, and your agents have told us you knowingly let guns walk. Are they lying or are you lying?
Sir, in this investigation, it is my opinion that we did not let guns walk.
You're entitled to your opinion, not to your facts.
In this case, we have the ATF trafficking guidelines and best practices, and we just threw it out the window. How can you let somebody buy 730 guns? Nobody got stopped.
Who defined the strategy for Fast and Furious?
Well,
who is that one person?
I don't know.
We don't know.
Because the Inspector General's looking at it. We still don't know who knew what when and who made the decisions.
So you can imagine my surprise when I discovered the head of the criminal division, Lanny Brewer, had known as far back as April 2010 about gun walking at ATF. I was astounded.
But that secret wasn't exposed until documents released by DOJ showed Brewer's staff sent a letter to Senator Grassley February 4th, falsely claiming that allegations that ATF let guns walk were untrue.
He was sent versions of the letter 4 times, and he also forwarded one of those to his personal email account.
But when Brewer was questioned about it under oath, he conveniently forgot.
I cannot say for sure whether I saw a draft of the letter that was sent to you.
It is unheard of for letters or testimony to be taken back. They've had to be taken back because of people who still work for justice.
Well, first let me make something very clear. The letter was withdrawn because there's information in there that was inaccurate.
Do you think it is a serious offense for an individual to mislead the Congress?
Nobody in the Justice Department has lied.
No, Mr. Attorney General, you're not a good witness. A good witness answers the question asked.
Well, we've produced 7,600 documents to you.
Look, I don't want to hear about the 7,600.
Chairman, I would beg to allow...
The lady is out of order.
It doesn't matter if you supply 7,000 pages or 700,000 pages if you say, I don't know, to the questions that are most pertinent.
You had said we may not ever know who authorized Fast and Furious. Did you not ever go back to your office and say, I demand to know who authorized this?
We have 50-plus members of Congress calling for your resignation over this.
I have no intention of resigning.
Do you think that Mr. Brewer should resign?
No.
I mean, the buck stops with somebody. Who is it? And there's collateral damage, and there are going to be deaths.
We are going to be feeling the repercussions of those mistakes for years to come.
And the American people ought to be furious. Shame on you.
You screwed up, you ought to admit you screwed up, but you ought not to use your screw up for trying to extend your legislative agenda.
But this ATF memo shows that's exactly what they were looking at doing. To use Fast and Furious to justify a new law requiring gun dealers along the border to report anyone buying multiple long guns over a 1-week period.
Are you aware of this memo, July 14th, 2010?
No, I'm not aware of it.
Field Operations Assistant Director Mark Shayet emailed Bill Noel. Bill, we're looking at anecdotal cases to support a demand letter on long gun sales.
The notion that somehow this operation was used to justify the request for that regulation is simply not accurate. You're taking a memo and taking it, I think, out of context.
The administration's actions aren't just wrong, they are arrogant, undemocratic, in an effort to impose their agenda on the American people.
Shows politics and ideology, I think, driving law enforcement. That is dangerous.
I'm not surprised, given it's the ATF. It has always been a rogue agency.
They wanted to prove that there were guns flowing to Mexico, so they set up an illegal pipeline. When does it stop being law enforcement and start being a criminal enterprise? Innocent people are dying.
This is one of the most shameful moments, I think, in our government's history.
For the sake of everything that we love in this country, if we don't change presidents in 2012, this nation will be relegated to a second-rate power in the not-too-distant future.
Everything we love about America, all the freedoms our forefathers fought for, all of it is under attack by Barack Obama. So pass this story along, then join the NRA, upgrade your membership, or donate. Let's all defend our freedoms this year. Thank you.